All right, guys, welcome to the show. It's G Funky Boxing. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, hit the like button, hit the notification bell. I'm being joined by some friends of mine here. Big Lukey from Lukey Boxing, and we got a special guest as well, Alan Chubby Medina Jr. making his pro debut on the Thompson boxing card. What's going on, young gun?
How's it going? Good to be here. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, man. Thanks for coming on and sharing your time with us. Busy week for you. You're making your professional debut, man. How do you feel about that?
I'm ready. I feel more than ready. There's been a lot of preparation going into this, so it's just a waiting game. Better be patient. I wish I could get in there tomorrow. But it's just I gotta just sit back, relax, and wait.
Yeah, man. I bet the anticipation is through the roof for you, man, getting ready to make your pro debut. And to make it even more special, it's here in my hometown in Sacramento. All right. How about that? And you're coming from Fresno.
Yep.
So should be cool, man. So how do you feel right now? How was training and how are you with the weight and everything?
Weight is good. I'm somebody that like I'm not walk all year round. I'm not walking around any heavier than maybe 4 or 5 pounds. So if I fight 147, I'm not walking around any heavier than about 152, maybe 153 on a lazy day, on a lazy week. But that's about as heavy as I go. As far as how I feel for the fight, like I said, there's been a lot of preparation going into this. This show was actually supposed to happen, I believe, in like August or September, and then they moved it to November. So it's just I was ready. I was ready then. I was just getting more ready for once they moved the show. So
Yeah, it did move around a couple times. I heard a few different dates and things like that, but they were glad that it's locked in and we're ready to go this Saturday, November 5th from
yep.
Sacramento, California. Guys out there, if you're watching this and you're not subscribed to Thompson Boxing, subscribe to their channel because guess what? You're going to be watching the fights. They're going to show it right here on YouTube. And if you're in the area, show up, okay? Buy the tickets. You can get them online at thompsonboxing.com or you can actually get them there at the event. So you can check out my man here, Alan Medina, make his professional debut. Okay.
I
Now,
look a lot better on fight day too. I still gotta get my haircut good cleaned up for the fight. So I
there
look
you
a lot
go.
better.
There you go, young gun. So I want to ask you something about your you've been boxing since a very young man, 8 years old, right?
Yeah.
So who brought you to the gym first?
My dad we actually seen a commercial. It was at the time it was Clovis Powell. That gym's actually no longer open, and it was the one of the trainer was Peter Lopes. That's like that's like a second father to me. So
Okay. And I've always wanted to ask this question because now that I'm a parent and my oldest daughter, she's around your age. At what point did they decide like to take you to the gym and say, okay, we want to keep this kid in the gym because we want to, was it a plan or was it just something that just happened to keep you going and to get you going professional and amateur and all that stuff?
I think that just because before boxing, I was played baseball. I played every other sport, so I'm a very athletic kid, So I just
Hmm.
once we did boxing, and then I think my dad and Coach Pete kind of seen that like I just had like kind of raw natural talent. They just kind of from there they just wanted to keep developing it. So and then I fell in love with the sport myself. It wasn't nothing like baseball. It's not all peaceful and nothing. Just I got to hit people in the face and not get in trouble for it.
I love that answer right there. Spoken like a true fighter, man. I got to hit people in the face and I get in trouble for it. I love that. So your amateur career, you had a nice amateur career, 100 amateur fights. That's a lot.
Yeah.
So speak to us about your amateur career. What kind of accomplishments and things did you achieve in the amateurs?
And to be honest, amateurs for me, it wasn't that great, because it's I'm more of like a technical, but I like the pro style. You kind of get to pick your shot, sit down, pick your opponent apart. I kind of liked a little bit of slower pace. Amateur at the time, there was little clickers, so it was just kids were just throwing. It wasn't technical boxing. It was just swinging, and they were just counting on the clickers. So it's like I didn't have like some amazing amateur career, but I did what I was supposed to do. I went to a lot of like the silver gloves, the mesquite tournaments, golden gloves.
Okay. Yeah, I remember going to some Golden Glove shows here in Northern California, San Francisco to be exact, over at the Cow Palace. And yeah, those tournaments, they're fun, especially when you
Yeah.
keep winning and you keep going back every day. So yeah, it's one of those things. So you have a nice, like I said, nice amateur experience. So you should be all ready to go for your pro debut, right?
And more than ready. Yep.
And we got a question here. Where is he from? He is from Fresno, California, El Chito. That's exactly your area. So make sure you look out for the young gun, man. He's making his pro debut this Saturday on Thompson Boxing. Big Luke, you want to go ahead and ask a question, brother?
Yeah, man. Talk about like Pete Lopes, his influence on you, and kind of maybe talk a little bit about your heritage and your background and some of your spirituality coming into the ring.
Okay. As far as Peter Lopes go, he's taught me a lot, inside and outside the ring. It was just growing up and fighting and boxing and training him. He's just anybody that does know him. He just trains on a different level, and for that age, that amount of discipline it instilled in me, and just hard work. Like we used to be running until I was in tears, and it's just keep going. It's just we used to do all kinds of crazy training that just at that age you would just. Most people wouldn't want their kids to go through that, but just my dad and my family understood that if you want to eventually you want to be at the level of the greats, there's a certain level of discipline you got to have, So it's just he taught me a lot inside and outside of the ring. I carry a lot of the way he thinks and the way he thought stuff he taught me inside and outside of the ring. And then as far as my spirituality and my heritage go, I honestly feel like that plays a very big part. Because I feel like to be a fighter, you're either born with it or you're not. You got the heart of a warrior, or you don't. And I just that for me that plays a very big part because I go in with no fear, no matter the size, no matter the weight, no matter the opponent. I'm not worried about it because I believe in myself. I got the heart of a warrior. I'm not gonna back down no matter who's on the other side.
Jet.
Jet from Blackwell.
Yeah, from Alamo. Someone in the chat wants to know if you know Jet.
Yep.
Yeah, that's one of my good subscribers here, El Chito. He's asking about that. So yeah, man, looks like you know some good people around there.
I want to say a funny story about Jet. For 4 years, I thought his name was Jeff. So I was calling him Jeff for like 3 years. And the kid's such a good kid. He never corrected me. But I was like, hey, Jeff. But I didn't know his name was Jet. So like for years, I was calling him Jeff.
Yeah.
That's hilarious, man. That's hilarious.
I was going, Jay. I don't know if you're watching or not. What's up, man?
Hey, but what's this fight gonna look like? Are you gonna give him a snoozer? Or is this gonna be real boring? Is this dude gonna be bringing a pillow to the ring? What's happening?
I'm gonna go in, kind of, break them apart, take inventory early, and then from there see what we could do. But the plan is to get him out the ring. I want to keep getting put back on the card, so I gotta give the people a show.
Nice. So what could you tell the fans out there about if you know anything about your opponent that you're making your debut on against?
I don't know anything other than his name is Julian Bridges, and I think he's an MMA fighter. It's his first boxing pro debut too as well. So I mean, the MMA fighters they're tough opponents. They can take a hit, they take the kick. So we just go in there and do what I do.
Absolutely, yeah. So let's talk a little bit about your training. Now you spar out in Vegas, right? You get some sparring and stuff out there.
The plan is to kind of go back and forth there because I'm trying to get as far as a house over there. I'm trying to get everything all of that situated. But eventually I'll be over there permanently. But yeah, I go over there and get a lot of good work over there.
Okay, let us know who you've gotten in the ring with and got some good sparring with.
I've gotten his name's Kevin Thunderstorm Johnson. He recently won, I think it's the ABF title. And then I worked with his name Dylan Parsley. Like I said, I think he fights tonight on UFC Fight Pass. You guys want to go ahead and check that out. I worked with Robert Guerrero for his it was a while back for his last fight.
Okay, Robert the Ghost Guerrero, yeah, legend here in California, and his dad, a big fan of mine as well. Shout out to Ruben.
Thunderstorm was a legend in Vegas, by the way. Thunderstorm's the guy at Mayweather's gym. If you go in there, you got to spar Kev, or else you're not getting in the door. Yeah. Thunderstorm is in the Vegas boxing gyms. He's a formidable person. Kev's got a lot of respect in those gyms. I just want to clarify that for anybody. If you spar Kevin. And Otis works with Kevin, right? Still? Yeah, you can't get in there with an Otis Pimpleton fighter and be a soft dude. He's trying to run you out of that gym.
So, Alan, again, your professional debut this Saturday. Tell us, growing up, who were some of your favorite fighters, and which one of them do you kind of take their style from and use when you fight?
I was like, my coach Peter Lopes, he's a black dude, you know. So I got more of like that slick style. So I always enjoyed watching Mayweather fight. I like that style. I like staying pretty. I like picking you apart, kind of playing on my foot a little bit before kind of taking you out, you know. So it's just, that's kind of one of my inspiration. Another one would be, he's an older fighter. His name's Ricardo Lopez. I like his he's got a very technical style. I like that. And he was a fighter known for not having any weaknesses. He'll beat you up and just for you to get in and be disappointed that he's better on the inside than you too. So it's just I like that.
Oh yeah, growing up, I was a big fan of Benito Lopez. He's one of the best Mexican fighters of all time. You know, and that's definitely a great guy to pattern your style behind for sure. So now this is your pro debut. As far as activity goes, you're still early in your career. Coming up this next year, 2023. What are your plans, and how often do you plan on fighting?
I'm fighting as much as often as they'll put me on the card. That's the plan right now. We're just trying to get my name out there, trying to get a good promotion company to get behind me. But for now, you got to work.
Let me interrupt you. Are you trying to put a performance together to be with a great promoter like Thompson Boxing? Would you like to make a performance in this fight where Thompson Boxing said, "Man, this kid's doing interviews. He's showing up on weight. He's putting an exciting fight. He's selling tickets." Would you like to maybe have them want to bring you back with the type of performance you're putting on?
Yeah, that would be awesome. And then if we could hopefully just kind of wait it out a little bit, see what else comes in, and just hopefully figure out a contract, and maybe even getting like a 5 to 10 fights with Thompson Box, anywhere from 5 to 6, 5 to 10 fights with Thompson. That'd be cool.
Yeah, definitely. And that means you fans out there, again, if you don't subscribe to the Thompson Boxing, you won't be able to see this young kid grow, you know? And that's the reason why I've been subscribed to them. I've been following them for a couple of years now, because I like to see the development of the young guys. And also these type of promotion and these type of shows is the backbone of this sport, man. So again, guys like Alan here wouldn't be able to develop if it wasn't for a Thompson Boxing promotion giving him a shot on his pro debut. So make sure you guys support the channel and support these young guys, man, and give them, again, show up to the fights if you can and watch the fights. That's the best thing that you can do for these young guys. So some goals, man. What are your short-term goals and long-term goals for your career? As far as, like, let's say short-term would be your next 10 fights, you know, and then obviously the next 10 would be possibly close to contender status or something like that.
Next 10 fights is just keep working. For the next 10 fights, you know, I just got to keep working and just make sure I respect anybody that gets in the ring. You know, it takes a different type of animal to get in there. But, you know, I got to do what I got to do and try to kind of blow through the first 10, because, you know, I want to get my name out there. So, you know, I want to be recognized for what it is that I do, my craft. So it's just my next 10 fights is just, you know, got to get in there and get them out.
Yeah. You got to look as sharp and impressive as you can, you know, early on. And we definitely expect to see that this coming up Saturday, man. So is that we're going to see a nice show or what?
That's the plan.
I like it. I like it, man. So again, here's another question I want to ask you. This Saturday's event is going to be outdoors. It's going to be a little bit chilly. You think that's going to have an effect on you, or think you're going to be all right and out there in the elements?
I think I'll be good. I'm a very warm-blooded person as it is, so I sweat very easy. So it's just I'll go in there. I'll be real warm, and it's just keeping my body temperature down will be cool, because I'm not. It'll help me kind of not get as tired as fast. It makes a lot of difference. Like when I train, we're in the garage. It's all sweaty, sticky, musty. So it's just, you know, it's just it'll be a nice little refresh, change of pace.
Yeah, for sure. Man, I tell you right now, I would not be able to handle it, man. I hate cold weather. I'd be out there bitching and moaning, man, like, why you got me out here fighting and it's cold, you know? But I guess, like you said, when it's a fight, you got adrenaline pumping, and you know, all that stuff kind of just goes away. You know?
Yeah. Me personally, I enjoy the cold. Like you can only take so much off. You know, you can put as much on as you want.
That's right. Luke, anything else you want to ask him, brother?
I mean, shoot. I'm just looking forward to seeing the young man turn pro. He's got a good team behind him. Pete Lopes, Mario Serrano, I believe, is helping, and I'm just
My
looking
coach,
forward. What is it?
I said I got my coach Joey Hernandez too.
Joey Hernandez, which is
Yeah.
Madman's father.
Yeah.
So I mean, you have a professional team, and I'm excited because you got the pieces around you to make you to get everything you want out of this sport.
Yeah.
The team is there in place. The team is proven. Everyone on your team has been on television. It's not like people have to go, oh, how are we going to do this if we go to the big fight? They've been there. They know what those fights are like. I guess something I'd like to ask is Marky Hernandez is someone that's been close to me. I like Marcos a lot. Has he played any role in your career and you getting going in boxing?
Yes and no. I used to work with him a lot when we were little, but as we kind of got older, kind of not so much we necessarily stopped working, but it's just he was kind of so busy doing his thing, and then I got busy trying to get ready for mine. So it's just, but as far as that, his career itself kind of helped. Like with Joey, Joey gives me all the right information. Joey knows, like you said, they've been around, they've been on TV, they've been to these big fights. They know, they already know that they've already been through that. So it's real easy just kind of transferring it over to me.
Well, I think that, like, the thing for the listeners that don't understand about Marky is Jose Ramirez was an Olympian, and Jose Ramirez is a superstar. Whether people outside of Fresno understand that, he's a superstar. He's a Lamborghini. Marky didn't have those same attributes, but got very far in the sport. And I think that he's very inspirational to working class fighters.
Yeah.
Because Marky's not supposed to be where he's at. He worked his butt off to get where he's at. And I think that a lot of people who aren't fighters don't understand fighters like Marky, because Marky earned his way in the sport. And I kind of get the same sense from you. Maybe you don't have all these national titles, or people aren't looking at you as, oh, you're that guy, but you've got an extensive amateur career. You've been in there with tough guys and you want this. And I see you coming from that kind of same background.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. And I want to ask you something else too. Being that you're still, again, this is your first fight, you're 23 years old. Explain to the fans what it's like a day in the life of a young fighter like yourself, who's, again, this is going to be your first time fighting for money, and then training, working. Tell us know what a day is for you right now.
What a day for me is like, I'm waking up. But now the week of the fight, I'm waking up a little bit later. I'm kind of I turned it down just a little bit, but just like a normal hard working day, I'm waking up at 5. I'm at the gym from 5 to about 6:37. Coming home, I'm gonna eat, probably shower, rest a little bit. If I get bored, I might I'll probably go back to the gym, just do just a regular workout, just like a fit, like weights, and not weights necessarily, but just like pull-ups, push-ups type shit. And then come home, rest, chill, eat, play around with my nephew for a little bit. If the days that I got work, because I always got people calling me to go do side jobs. So it's just those days, the days I can make it, or the days they need me, I'm there. And then after that, I'm going right back I'm going to training with my coach around probably 6 to 8, coming home, resting, eating, chill with my family for a little bit. Then I'm gonna get back up and go back to the gym probably about 9:30. Be there till about 11:30, 12. Getting running, just kind of just not. I use the sauna. Just I like to stay away. I like to be. And then I'm somebody that I like to be able to eat whatever I want. I'm a very disciplined fighter, but I do enjoy being able to eat what I want. So I eat what I want, and then I go get it. Go burn it off.
Is that why they call you chubby?
Nah, that's part of the reason. I used to be a fat baby when I was a kid, so the name just
man.
my wrist and my thighs used to look like I had rubber bands on.
There's a David Benavidez, pretty good fighter. You probably heard of him. He was a big guy, and then he used his big frame to go down in weight. Do you kind of see that, like, you're a bigger man that's coming down to these lower weights, and you're going to be bigger?
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah.
That, but I'm more of like, I like to bully the bully. Being the bully is cool, but I like to bully the bully. I'd rather get in there with somebody that, like, you're looking at, it's like, damn, you sure you want to get in there? Yeah.
So girlfriend Lukey's in the other room right over there, but I won't put it. And I showed her David Benavidez, and she couldn't believe he was laughing while he was beating someone up. That blew her mind. She's like, "Why is he laughing and smiling?" And I go, "That's David Benavidez."
That's part of the game, man. You know, when you're at this level, you know, that competitive spirit and nature is just at a whole nother peak, you know, when you're in there, especially when you're throwing punches at somebody, you know.
Yeah.
So you got training today? When are you gonna go back to the gym today?
I'll probably what time is it? I'll probably be over there running. I gotta go to the dentist real quick at about 11:30. So whenever I'm done with there, I'll go run, and then I go get my haircut after that, and then I'll be with my coach probably at 4 or 5.
Okay. So we won't keep you too
gym
long.
do you go to?
We train out of like the weight gym.
Oh, I was saying the boxing gym. Are you just at a house
gym.
right now?
Oh yeah, we train at out of my coach's garage.
Okay, that getting it how you live. I like it.
Yep.
So we won't keep you come out of the garages, you know.
Right, exactly. We won't keep you too long, brother, because it sounds like you got some things to do. And again, making your pro debut here in just a few days. But real quickly, I want to ask you, before we started here, Luke asked you about that chain you have on, and I thought that was very interesting. Let the fans know what that's about, brother.
It's like I say, I'm Native American, so we're very big on like spirituality and stuff. This is for my tribe specifically. This is a good, very good healing stone. It's a rose quartz crystal, so I kind of keep it with me wherever I go.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, I have Native American as well. My grandfather was 100% Yaqui, born in Yaquitown, Arizona. So,
for real? Actually,
yeah,
I have Yaqui on my dad's side. That I'm Yaqui. That's
yeah.
funny.
Yeah, man. So I dig that, man. I definitely appreciate that. And again, real quickly, man, let everybody know where they could find you as far as like social media goes, and give the fans your last message before you make your professional debut, man.
You guys can add me on. You guys can find me on Instagram at chubby_Medina. I think that's about it. I don't really use. I have Twitter and stuff, but I don't really use that. So my main primary socials is Instagram. That's like I said, chubby_Medina. I look forward to seeing all you guys, anybody and everyone that's going out there. Thank you for the support, whether it's for me or just fighters in general. I appreciate you guys putting the asses in the seats, and I look forward to giving you guys a great show.
That's right, man. And we can't wait to see it. Again, guys, Thompson Boxing this Saturday, November 5th. Subscribe to the channel. And if you're in the area, Northern California, Central California, you can make the trip. You want to see some good boxing? Come on up and check these guys out. Alan, I appreciate the time, brother, and good luck in your pro debut. We'll be watching you, man.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. No problem, brother. Have a good day, man.
You too. You take care, Lukey.
All right, guys. That was the young gun, Alan Medina, making his pro debut this Saturday on Thompson Boxing. Really good kid, man. And I definitely look forward to seeing how he looks this Saturday, Luke.
Kid's a stud. He's going to be great. Anyone listening, be sure to get there early, watch his fight.
Yes, sir. And he is going to be, I think, one of the second fights, I think he told me.
He's like
on
second.
The show.
I think he's the second bout, yeah.
Yeah, so make sure that you guys are watching. Again, get there at 7 p.m. We'll be definitely covering it, Lukey and myself. So let's go ahead and talk about some of the other guys.
With Chubby. He's personable. Get a photo with him. Put your arm around him. Spit on your hand. Get him a little sick.
Do the boxing pose, put the fist up, all that good stuff,
Yeah, give him some germs. It's his pro debut, put an arm around him, sweat on him, get a good photo. He's going places.
That's brilliant stuff, man. So let's talk about some of the fighters here, and we'll actually, you know what? Let's talk about the main event first, and then we'll go into some of the other guys on the undercard, because I really, really like what I've been seeing from Eros Correa, who is the main event on the card. Bantamweight fighter. He is ranked currently number 14 in the WBA. He's taking on Jesus, what's his name? I had it written down here. Let me grab it real quickly, man. But he is a tough veteran. His record is one of those records that will fool you, but he is a good fighter. Luis Fernando Saavedra, that's his name. 7 wins, 9 wins, 7 losses, 3 KOs. Going up against Eros Correa, 12 wins, 1 loss with 8 KOs. And his last fight was on Thompson. He was the main event down in Ontario, California. He took on Sal Sanchez, and he gets the decision there. I was in the chat that night talking with Doug Fisher. Me and him were going back and forth on who was winning the fight. But shout out to Doug. He does the commentary on Thompson. But I like what I see from Eros Correa, man. I think he's a really good boxer. He likes to box from the outside. He uses jab and counter and things like that. Almost kind of reminds me of the way he moves around and tries to bait his opponents in, almost like a young Sergio Martinez, the way that he kind of looks and sets up his counters. But yeah, I really like what I see from the young kid, man. What do you expect to see him from him this weekend, Luke?
I mean, I think that's high praise. I'm a little bit harsher. Sergio Martinez, a Hall of Famer to me. So I've known Eros for a while. I'm just
saying, like, kind of the way that he moves and stuff. Yeah. Long way to go before we say that, but yeah.
Yeah, like I never want to see a young person from my community get comfortable. So I want him to get there. So to get there, I can't fully say that. To me, if I were to say, he reminds me of Danny Roman a lot. The ability to bang and box. And he also reminds me of he takes a lot of inspiration from Edwin Valero. He doesn't have the punching power of Valero, but I see a lot of him wanting to be offensive in that manner, but also having the ability to box. I know he's a guy that did a lot of amateur boxing at that time. When he was doing amateur boxing, Regan Diao was the man, so he can cross you like the hoop court and stuff.
Yeah.
This opponent he's fighting is tough, bro. He's fighting a guy that's gotten a majority decision with Carlos Caraballo. He's fighting a guy who has 2 wins over credible undercard opponents, one of which being a Thompson fighter, Mario Hernandez, he got a win over. And then he has, I want to say, a split decision loss to Saul Sanchez. So in his last 4 fights, he's had very credible, very close fights, even though he has a messed up record. So he's facing a guy where if Eros can't train at a world-class level and train for, like, this is a world title fight, this is a guy who makes you bad and makes you look bad and will move you down in your world rankings. So I'm expecting Eros to box and in spurts choose to exchange with him. And then we're going to find out, can Eros have a performance these other guys didn't? Because if he has a dominant performance, I think this might raise him into like a top 8 in that ranking division, which would allow him to start getting these sexy names. Like, I forget the name of the fighter who beat Gary Antonio Russell, might be a name.
Emmanuel Rodriguez.
Yeah. Those type of names, I think if he has a dominant performance, not saying he gets it, but this is the gateway for him to get those big fights.
Yeah, definitely. And, I was doing some reading up on his training camp and stuff, and he says he's excited about fighting in the Northern California area near his home, where he's from San Jose. And he says, he expects to look good here and get a nice win. And then, like you said, continue to move up those rankings. So, yeah, I like I said, I was impressed with his style. Like I said, he likes to stay on the outside and counter punch, and he's got some good quick feet and hands. So, yeah, I expect him to win this fight, but like you said, he's in there with a tough guy. So he's going to have to definitely be sharp and in good shape to get this victory Saturday night, the main event, guys, on the Thompson card. Let's talk about another guy who's gotten some high praise from some big names in the sport of boxing, who's going to be fighting on this card, Damoni Cato-Cain, who fights at super welterweight. He's going to be fighting on the card as well. He's trained with guys like Manny Pacquiao, Virgil Ortiz, and Terrence Crawford. There's a video out there. If you go and subscribe to Luke's channel, he's got a video there where you see Bo Mack and Terrence Crawford saying that this kid definitely has the makings of a world champion. Let us know a little bit about Damoni, Luke.
I mean, Big Cato, as he goes by, Big Cato is he's a multifaceted fighter. Able to switch hit, as he calls it. He likes doing the switcheroo on people. He's capable of closing the distance athletically. I think that he's closer to a football player in terms of athleticism as opposed to a pro athlete in boxing. As we all know, if you took 5 boxers to the hoop court, you'd have the 5 worst hoopers at the hoop court, because boxing athleticism doesn't typically translate to other sports. Cato would probably play another sport if he was not a pro boxer in terms of the things he can do in the gym and how long he can train in the gym. He's someone that doesn't have a deep amateur career, but his manager, Big Row, invested money and made sure that he was a top level fighter by taking him to these high level training camps, getting world-class sparring, and they've earned the respect of other high level fighters. This is a big opportunity for him fighting Rashid Stevens, a guy who's a southpaw. As Big Cato told me when he got the fight, they basically have the same record. The only difference is that this guy has one loss. They basically have the same record. He's not looking at this guy as an opponent. This is a guy at the same point. And I think that this is a big opportunity for Cato, right? Because Terrence Crawford's someone that he's worked with, someone that endorsed him recently. And Terrence Crawford's name is all over the news right now. So if Cato can put on a great performance, there's a lot of momentum for him to go to the next level. And I think the big thing with Cato and some of these fighters on this card is they're dreaming bigger than just fighting in Sacramento. They want to impact the world. So I'm expecting Cato, because he has a lot of family in Sacramento, to put on a spectacular performance and look like a stud, look like a guy that is special.
Yes, sir. And again, if you train and get the respect of guys like Manny Pacquiao, Virgil Ortiz, and especially Terrence Crawford, who arguably is the best guy in the game right now, and his trainer Bomac as well, one of the best trainers, that's really saying something. And you're absolutely right. Now he's going to have to, when it's his time to shine, he's going to have to shine. And we do expect him to do that this Saturday night. Again, guys, subscribe to Thompson
With
Boxing.
big expectations comes big responsibility. So the foundation has been built with the marketing. So now he has to live up to that. And that we're going to find out where his ceiling is a little bit, because a lot of boxing is expectations. You see a great fighter and you're like, okay, that's a great fighter. They have all the makings. And then the mental pressure can sometimes put forth a bad performance. On this night, we're going to see how Cato rises to the moment. And I fully expect him, Coach Arvin, everyone around Cato to have a spectacular performance.
Yes, sir. Definitely look forward to seeing him as well. Again, with all that high praise and good experience he's gotten training, we definitely look forward to seeing what he's going to do this Saturday night. So let's move on to the bigger guys on the card. And Luke, I'm going to ask you to please correct me if I butcher this name, but Suray Mahmutovic, is that how you say it?
Never said the last name in my life. I've stayed away from it. So Suray is an incredible fighter. I think Suray's a future world champion. He works tirelessly hard with his father, Sheldon. Sheldon's raised him the right way. He's brought him up. He's a former fighter, and he raised him through the ropes that he knows. He raised him the way that he learned the sport. He's a very technical fighter. He's an old school fighter. He's someone that would love to be like Ray Robinson. They talked about Ray Robinson, I believe, when I was in the gym on my channel, having 24 fights in 1 year. That's the mindset and the cloth they want to be from. They want to be active. They're going to undefeated fighters' hometowns and beating them in their hometown. They're battling adversities where they're flying to places and losing like their cup and their boxing shoes, and the kids still winning fights. This is an old school fighter. He's very big. He's calling out names like Brandon Glanton. He wants to go to the UK next year and fight these name fighters. This is someone that has, I want to say, 12 to 15 national titles. He's one of the better fighters in Northern California over the past 10 or so years. And I mean, I'm expecting him to look extremely dominant and to make a very strong impression on the local fans in Sacramento.
Yes, sir. And man, what a mindset to have. You said Ray Robinson looking to fight 20 plus times in a year. That would be absolutely insane to see in today's boxing. But
well, I mean, his nickname is Sugar. Like, he's got the nickname of Sugar, and they say it comes from that he's named after Sugar Ray Robinson. So if you're going to give yourself a nickname like that, or people are going to place that on you, you can't be soft, because you can't disrespect that name.
Yep. And the good pedigree, like you said, 10 to 12 time national champion, a really hard worker, and he's ready for some big fights, man. So he's definitely expecting him to do his thing. He's fighting out of Vallejo, California. Again, great Northern California vibe, Central California as well, with our man Alan Medina, who joined us earlier. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing him, man. This is going to be my first time actually seeing him fight, and it's going to be in person. So yeah, I definitely look forward to seeing him, and again in the future as well, because it sounds like he's got himself lined up for some big stuff coming up here in the near future. So let's talk about the guy who's fighting in front of the hometown this Saturday night. Sacramento, California's own Cain Sandoval. All right, he's getting people are getting real excited about him. 6-0 with 6 KOs. So he's gotten everybody out of there. And he's a real exciting fighter. I watched a couple of his fights. The last time he fought was here at the DoubleTree, and he gets a knockout, I believe, in the second round in spectacular fashion. Really good kid. Has a lot of amateur experience, 130 fights, sparred with some good guys like Devin Haney and stuff like that. And he's been boxing from a young man as well. So he's ready to step out and have a nice show here. And I expect to see the same thing again as last time. What do you got to say, Luke, about Cain Sandoval?
I mean, a good fighter. If you look, he's fighting a guy who's bigger than him, right? In this guy's last fight, he fought Damoni Cato-Cain at 154 pounds. He's fought Wade Jones at 140. He's fought Ray Beltran at 142. He fought Cowboy Carl at 144. He fought Will Madero at 138. He fought George Acosta at 38. Cain is between 35 to 40. I think he's going to be a 35er at the highest level. But this is a guy who's fought a lot of people. I'm expecting Cain, because this is a late sub opponent, to have a first or second round knockout, because he's an explosive, fun, tremendous pressure fighter. But let's not discount this guy, Edgar, who's getting in there with him, because he's got a lot of experience. And even if the experience is all wrong of getting your butt kicked, walking through those ropes is walking through those ropes. So Cain's still a young kid, and he's got a lot to learn, whether that's how you conduct yourself as a man, how you live life. Some things you learn just by living. You don't get to be taught it, sadly. You have to learn it through experience, and some you can be taught. Cain's in that stage of he's being taught things and he has to learn things. So in a perfect world, he'd have a spectacular knockout and everyone would take photos with him. But don't be surprised if this fighter, who's been in with some really, really great fighters, is able to make this fight a little bit more awkward than it might look on paper before Cain stops him.
Yes, sir. And again, like you said, he's a last minute opponent. And sometimes those are the hardest guys to prepare for, because, you don't get time to look at film and study them as much as you would like. So, that could throw a little monkey wrench in plans. But yeah, I do expect King to win. I do expect him to win in good fashion. And like you said, very fast, very explosive. And again, he's knocking everybody out. Everyone that's been in the ring with him as a professional has not gone the distance. So we expect our hometown boy Cain to get another spectacular knockout here on this great card from Sacramento, California, this November 5th. And again, guys, don't forget to subscribe to their channel, Thompson Boxing, here on YouTube. You can watch, if you're not in California or in the Northern California area, you can watch them for free. All you gotta do is subscribe to their channel. They'll put them on there for you. And if you are in the area and you want to watch some good boxing, make sure you show up to the event. All right, guys, it's good stuff. I've been to their live shows before. Really fun shows, and you get up close and personal with the fighters and the ring and all that stuff. So really good experience. And Luke, before we end this show, man, I want to give you an opportunity. You have a book that's out right now for sale. Let us know a little bit about that. Let my audience here know what's up with that and where they can get it and stuff like that.
So I got Inside the Ropes of Boxing. It's my government name. So just type Inside the Ropes of Boxing, Lucas Cattell, on Amazon. It's a handbook for how to go through boxing. I think it's functional and effective. We got the second book coming out as soon as I have a free week or so, called Outside the Ropes. My goal is to get it done by Christmas. So the second book will be out. We're working on the cover as we speak. And I got that. And then also, if you like what I'm saying, I have a website, but that you can figure that out just by Googling my name. But also I have a newsletter I'm working on right now my top 15 lightweight rankings. So if you pay, I think it's like $4.99 or $60 a month, you can get some acts. You get for free, you get the TV schedule for free. If you want the results and my view of the rankings and kind of some thoughts, you have to pay a little fee. But I think it's one of the most extensive hardcore boxing fan itineraries that comes directly to your email. So if you really enjoy boxing, I'd encourage people to check it out. And if you don't have money and you want it, then just let me know and I'll put you on a thing where you can have it for an extended period of time. Because if you're broke or you're struggling, I don't want to keep that. It's just, I got to make money. So, if you can give it to me, if you're struggling, I'll work out a deal with you. But there's that.
There you go, man. So yeah, check it out. Make sure you hit those things up for Big Luke. All right, he puts in a lot of good work for a lot of the fighters here in California and stuff like that. And so make sure you support him, man, and check out his book. El Cheeto's asking me, where is the event? The event is going to be at the Omega Products International. It's here in Sacramento,
commercial warehouse building, and it's probably going to be outside.
Yeah, it's going to be outdoors, right next to the Procter and Gamble factory, which has been there since I can remember. But the address is 8111 Fruit Ridge Road, Sacramento, California, 95826. And if you need more information, hit me up in the comment section, guys. If you're catching this after it's over, and I'll gladly, if you're going to go, I'll gladly give you the information on how to get there and stuff like that. So, Luke, I want to say thank you for coming on, man. I appreciate it. I know it's early and everything, but I definitely appreciate your time, man, and all the things you've been doing for a lot of the fighters here in the Northern Central California. Really good stuff you do over there, man. We appreciate the work, brother.
It's all good, great channel. Can't wait. Watch the show for free on YouTube. Watch it for fee if you're in Sacramento. You just drop a Benjamin Franklin and you get to see the show.
That's right. That's right, guys. So that's it for this one. This was the preview for the Thompson Boxing New Blood, which is going to be, again, this Saturday night, 7 p.m. And again, you could make if you can make the trip, support the local fighters. And if not, subscribe to Thompson Boxing here on YouTube. It's free, guys. So that's it for this one, man. I appreciate it. I want to thank, again, my co-host here, Lukey Boxing, and also the young man, Alan Medina, is going to make his pro debut this Saturday on Thompson Boxing. Guys, if you haven't hit that like button, hit it already. And don't forget, if you're new to this channel, subscribe and go subscribe to Thompson Boxing, where you can watch these fights for free this Saturday. That's it for this one, guys. I'll catch you on the next one. This is G Funky Boxing. I'm out.